Rendering lots of sound variations for game audio is difficult. You have to name everything, make sure the files are in the correct format, ensure some sounds are mono, others are stereo, and so on. Renderstacks is the solution to this problem. Here we have a folder track with layers for a fireball sound effect. Notice how there are multiple variations of the fireball sound that we want to render out. Let's run Renderstacks on the folder here and see what happens. As you can see, sequentially named regions were created for each stack. The folder track and all of its children blink slowly to show you what items will be rendered. After this, we're ready to hit render to render out the variations. Simply make sure your source is set to regions, the file name is set to the region wildcard, and you're done. But it's much more flexible than that. Watch what happens when I mess with one of the stacks. Renderstacks will adjust the region size and name in real time, even if you reorder stacks. It will also combine regions that are close together. You might also notice that it grouped the stacks together, so it's easier to move them around as a unit. A key feature that similar tools lack is the ability to include reverb tails in the stacks. Run the included add reverb tail script, make sure the preview is detecting your regions correctly, and simply type in the length of your reverb's decay. It automatically adds an empty MIDI item to all of your render stacks, shifting them around so they don't overlap with each other. After you're done doing that, simply create your regions and render them all. Don't want to do all of that manually? Thankfully, the included Renderstacks run script has got you covered. Set the combination of actions you'd like to have performed in order, and Renderstacks will have it done in one click. Where Renderstacks really shines is with its tweakability. A plethora of options have been included so you can morph Renderstacks to your workflow. Some of the highlights include the ability to automatically detect whether to render a track's Renderstacks as stereo or mono based on the width parameter. Set it to 0 to render to mono. Any other setting will render in stereo. This allows you to render a bunch of sound effects at once, with some being mono and some being stereo. Automatically delete all regions after a render is complete to clean up your project automatically. Change up the naming scheme for the regions. Decide what types of items and tracks should be included when creating regions. And many more details and settings really makes Renderstacks the best tool for this kind of thing. Here are some tips that might be helpful when you're using Renderstacks. You can create Renderstacks on multiple tracks with older regions graying out so you can focus on the ones you just added. You can save your default render dialog settings to always have the region render matrix selected with the file name to region so you can use the script even faster. You can check what regions will be rendered in the render dialog to ensure you aren't missing anything. You can delete a region and it won't be included in the render. It even stops flashing. I like to set up my sound effect projects by placing my reference video in the folder track and my sound effect layers in the children tracks. You could simply run the create regions script on the parent track while ignoring the video file to render sound variations quickly. And that pretty much covers the basics. There's a lot more to this script for you to discover, and more on the way. I hope you will consider buying it on my Gumroad to support me, and most of all, I hope that Renderstacks can help you while you're creating awesome sounds. Thanks for watching.